My name is Lori Ingalls. Welcome to Treasures from the Mediterranean Sea. Today, as I was walking down to my beach, I noticed this beautiful oleander bush, wild, beautiful oleander bush. And I had the thought, on my way back, I would like to cut a branch or two off of it and take it home to plant it, to enjoy the beautiful blossoms and blooms that are coming within the next month. And then, as I continued walking to my beach on the path, I noticed another wild plant. And this one, unlike the oleander, has very sticky, sharp thorns. In fact, I just snagged myself. And I decided I did not want to pick this and take it home. It felt and it looks very threatening. And as I said, in fact, when I touched it, it poked me. And that got me thinking about a scripture in the book of all books. This book changed my life, and it can change yours as well. And it is found in Matthew chapter 7, verse 3. And it says, "Judge not, lest you be judged. Why do you look at the tiny piece of sawdust in your brother's eyes and miss the log in your own eye?" And I started thinking about this thing of judgment, and I realized I misjudged these flowers, these wild bushes. The oleander bush, in its springtime in another month, is going to have beautiful flowers, and it's very attractive. And I was eager to take some home and enjoy its beauty. And as I passed this wild plant, it's a form of the aloe vera, I wanted nothing to do with it because it looked threatening. But upon further research and understanding and investigation, I noticed and I learned something deeper as I looked below the surface. I learned that just as the oleander bush is toxic, especially the sap inside, the juice inside, it's toxic to humans and animals, just like the one that just passed us. In fact, had I cut it off and taken it home and not washed my hands and served food to my loved ones or to myself, we could have gotten really sick. And in some instances, there has been reported deaths with the oleander bush. And yet, on the contrary, this bush that I did not want anything to do with because it looked threatening, upon further research, I learned that it's quite medicinal. In fact, if I took the inside and took the sap off of it and actually touched the sap, it can be used to heal wounds, soothe burns. In fact, you can eat it and drink it and consume it, and it increases the iron in the body. It stabilizes mood swings, stabilizes hormone imbalance, and it has an overall life-giving effect. And I started thinking about the scripture that I read earlier about judgment. When we have a log in our eye, we don't see beyond the surface. We don't have the capacity to see and research below the surface. And I would like to invite you along with me to pay attention to what we're judging. Are we looking at oleander bushes and the external and thinking and processing, oh, this is beautiful, it's life-giving, it must be good for me? And then in passing, looking at a bush that has these very sharp thorns and thinking, I don't want anything to do with that, it's threatening, when in fact, it's medicinal and life-giving. The principle to judgment is simple. When we can see clearly, because the log is out of our eyes, then we can see the tiny sawdust in other people, or in plants, or in circumstances. We can look beyond the surface and see what's below it. Until next time, remember, pay attention to the flowers that you're drawn to. The one with the beautiful flowers might end up just being the toxic one. Perhaps in relationships, or perhaps in circumstances. And the one that is pointy and life-threatening might just be the medicinal, life-giving, loving one. God bless you. Thank you for joining me at Treasures from the Mediterranean Sea.